I was in Veenendaal, which is a Dutch city, joining a Christian entrepreneurship conference. And it sounded really cringy to me because they were speaking about having a relationship with God, but also doing entrepreneurship with God, like letting Him be part of your business. Doesn't it sound weird to you? So this guy, he drew this cross, having at the bottom the mindset that everything we got is already from God. And then at the top, because it's a cross, there was transparency, so being upfront about what your intentions are while doing business. And then the other side was being fair, so failing and getting up, because life is hard and you will not do everything perfect, even in entrepreneurship. Then later this woman started speaking about having an intense and passionate relationship with God, as you would have, as I have with my wife. So then a woman sitting and listening asked the speaker, "Do you mean having sex with God?" So all the Christian entrepreneurs were really in shock, like you cannot combine these words in one sentence. But the woman didn't ask about the literal meaning of having sex, because the speaker was speaking about a different kind of love. And there are 4 types of loves, and one of them is agape, the unconditional love that you give to your friends and family. And the other one is eros, the passionate love. So agape is probably in Greek like friendship love, like you don't do this with a friend, right? That's why you can have multiple friends and it's okay. You don't have intercourse with whatever friends, but with my wife I do go to bed, right? So there's only one person in my life, while I was listening to her speaking about these types of love, one person in my life that I have the love of, called eros. And I think it's in Greek, it means like this intimate, passionate type of relationship with a person that you would also have sex with, right? So that's why the person sitting in the group asked this question, like, do you mean with eros, this type of love, also sex? Please like and subscribe if you don't have sex with God. Of course we don't. I was thinking about eros, which is the Greek word, and then thinking about erotics, which is like going on the dirty websites, right? And one day when I was going to my parents, I made a video on my Dutch YouTube channel with the title, like, what kind of love do you have for God, right? And I translated it to having a relationship with my wife. We got married a month ago. And also thinking about having more wives. It wouldn't be the best thing to do. Why? Because my wife would get jealous. And it would also mean if I would have more wives, then I would need to lay down with all of them, or I probably would do so as a man. So having this intimate relationship with one lifetime partner, like my wife, it's a special thing, and it's something that shouldn't be shared with others. It's only for that one special person, that eros type of relationship, that special intimate relationship. And in that entrepreneurship group, they were really speaking about how to have a fiery, passionate relationship with God, like being in love. And then I started to understand it more. They were speaking about heavenly marketing, about not trying to gain the masses, but to focus on that one person that's in front of you, like Jesus did in his marketing. It was really a fun day, and it became more and more clear to me what they meant with doing entrepreneurship with God. But that's something for another video, so please like and subscribe if you think that's interesting. So as my example of me having one true love, which is my wife, with whom I have this passionate love called eros in Greek, I started to understand the absurd question that the woman asked, because I wouldn't dare to ask it. So it challenged me to think differently about God, and asking myself what type of bond and relationship is the best one to have with God. And it's not one to just have with a friend, because you can have many friends, but you don't have many gods. So I think if the type of relationship you would have with God is the one where it feels like you're in love with Him in a good and passionate way, without the physical part, then it's a fair point to make. It's a fair point to make because I cannot date different gods. So this is where my thoughts started leading me after that amazing day with the Christian entrepreneurs. I didn't know what to say here. Please go with me, go with the flow. Train your thoughts to be free, to not think in certain types of ways. I mean, in the end, you will, but also to have the freedom to jump out of your way of thinking, which is how this woman that asked this crazy question to the speaker about having an intimate relationship with God, she did that with my brain. She just pulled me outside the box I was thinking in. So now thinking outside the box, we're comparing my wife with a god. Imagine me having many wives and maybe rings. Would I have more wedding rings if I would have more wives? So that wouldn't work because they would become jealous, and it's not how God meant man and wife to be. They were made for each other, to become one flesh, so that men wouldn't keep chasing their dicks around. It's a great oplossing. Oplossing in Dutch means, I don't know, solution is the word I was looking for. Because as a man should, in best case scenario, only love one wife in his life in an eros type of way, erotical type of way, passionate, fiery type of way, so should a man and a woman, in best case scenario, also love and therefore worship, in this case, one type of God. Because every God has a story. And if I want to get to know you and go on a date with you, then I should ask, who's your name? Where you're from? Where is your future? What are you doing with your life? And in this way I would get to know a woman. But the other way around with a God would be, hey God, I want to get to know you. Who are you? Please reveal yourself to me. Then you start searching for God. You encounter books, people. You go on a long silent walk. You feel something speaking to you. And that's where you start to get your relationship with God. Maybe you fall in love. Maybe things happen in your life and you ask God, why did this happen? And He comforts you, maybe through the word in the Bible, maybe in a different way. And you start to develop this relationship with a certain type of God who has revealed Himself to you. Now imagine you start reading all kinds of theories, religions, books, and you start hanging out with all kinds of people because they will also inspire you about the way that they see God. You would become a madman. You cannot have intimate relationships with more gods. It made me crazy. I had a while where I was thinking, like all these different types of faiths and religions, they seem to have some sort of truth in them. But later in my life, I started to choose to have just one intimate relationship with one God who revealed Himself, I believe, through the person Jesus Christ. So I would also like to encourage you. Are you done dating the gods? And are you searching for that one true God, partner, best friend, lover in your life? Pick one. I don't care if you go for the God as described in Quran, as described in the Bible. I mean, as a Christian, I should care, but I care more deeply about you choosing from your heart and your head, not being manipulated, really from your own will, to get to know one God. And then later, you may choose, do I want to marry this God? Because then it will be a lifetime relationship with lots of ups and downs, lots of great intimate moments, and many beautiful things more.